Hi everybody, Andrew Irvine here. I'll tell you a little bit today about the strings that I use for vintage tones. Occasionally I'll get a call, a recording session, where a producer or an artist will specifically want a vintage bass tone, primarily Fender jazz bass or P bass, so I own one of each, and I string them both with Black Diamond flat-wound strings. The flat-wound strings were the strings that were used by everybody from the 50s up until most of the 70s, and on a lot of the old school funk recordings, well, at all the recordings, you know, 50s rock and roll and everything that was being recorded would have been on flat wound strings throughout the 50s and 60s, and then into the 70s a lot of the funk guys were still using them because round wound strings weren't readily available yet. They were being made, but they just weren't everywhere just yet. So on a lot of the recordings in the 70s, even the disco recordings, you'll find that they're being played on flat wound strings. So I get a great tone using these Black Diamond flats, and they're called the Chromium Flats, and I dig them a whole lot. They've got a very good ability to stay, to maintain the tension, and they have a really nice brightness. But most of all, they have the old vintage style warmth. Now if I want to get into some of that 70s slapping funk stuff that I was talking about, they nailed the tone perfectly. You know, songs like Working at the Car Wash and things like this. So get yourself some flat wound strings, get an old vintage bass, or even put some flat wounds on a modern bass and get after some of those vintage tones. Black Diamond strings, try out the Chromium Flats, check out www.blackdiamondstrings.com and have some fun. Have some fun getting some different old vintage style tones with a great set of Black Diamond strings. You guys take it easy, rock on.